Alright everyone, we have fairly big Newtech news today. Of course, not a Newtech video. Gotta put this on YouTube too, so I can remind people. Link in the description. I have a channel on Rumble. I'll also pin a comment with the same link. Yes, you should join me there. I have a feeling that this is a harbinger of things to come, and I don't just mean with Rumble. Scuttlebutt is, wink wink nudge nudge, that other new tech firms, and Rumble is not straight up new tech, I'll explain the differentiation, are looking to load significant investments into their companies through, going public, selling stock, various investments, etc., mergers and shit. You saw, of course, Rumble recently merging with Locals, absorbing them, Locals more of a new tech thing. Some people are saying, oh no, this will ruin Rumble. They're going to become less free speech oriented. I'm going to say I fucking told you so. Years ago, did I not say that because money was capable of being made with new tech sites, because of the innovation and also the general feeling of the public that the old wave tech sites, they're in decline? Ultimately, they're no longer offering the same kind of excitement and also possibility for users to make money that they once did. Therefore, at some point, this was what I predicted, I think around 2017 or thereabouts, investors will begin buying into these sites under various forms. Of course, like a site like Odyssey that's entirely blockchain-based, BitChute is looking to branch out and make its own blockchain. Rumble might end up experimenting with that. You have all of these methods of making money. If I'm an investor, especially one with fuck you money, like Peter Thiel, who is bought into Rumble, I don't care about the wokeness thing. If I can make money, I'll make money. The fact that you get so much attention through such a thing is what Rumble just accomplished, makes the stock potentially rise. People will buy in because they think they can make money, and right now we're in a free-for-all roaring 20s style era, at least as far as investment is concerned. Between all of the different cryptos, trillions in funny money have been artificially created, to the point where Hillary Clinton is worried that it's going to endanger the supremacy of the US dollar. That's bullshit. She's just sad she didn't buy Bitcoin when it was 20 or 30 bucks a piece. They had, the Clintons would certainly be able to afford more Vince Foster scenarios. Epstein really wouldn't need to kill himself at that point. Here's the thing. And again, link in the description as well, an archived link to the story. They've merged with CF Acquisition Corp. Now, some people are saying, aha, but they're tied to individuals who in turn have ties to other people in business that are woke or paired with corporations that push wokeness and progressivism. Yes, but you're not understanding the underlying basis of how businesses work. They work based on money. The left is convinced that they work based on wokeness too. They buy the Nike shoes and eat Ben & Jerry's and shit and don't realize you're just giving rich people more money and being materialistic. They've conned you into thinking the fact that they change their avatar to a rainbow for a couple of weeks, a year, makes them woke on one issue. Or they have the BLM flag because there was a school shooting, and so they're woke. So they're progressive now. They're not cutthroat billionaires that fundamentally operate in a corporatized system. They're activists. See, the left's been completely goddamn con. Likewise, people on the right misinterpret what's happening with these businesses. They care about money. The investors don't care whether the company's woke or not. They're looking at the balance sheets. If the company's being attacked by leftoid idiots to the point where, because it's investment-based, those investments are primarily from corporations that have the ear of those leftoid activists, they're going to go woke. If your investors don't care, and the early investors, the smart money getting in on these sites that are investing in Rumble or BitChute or using Subscribestar, etc., branching out into using Minds and Gab and so forth, they're not woke. And so there's nobody to shriek about the investment because the investors are primarily the early smart money private investors that are looking to make that early surge of wealth. Now, this means that several years down the road you could have them begin divesting because they've already loaded themselves. They've already made their return. No longer interested. They go on to the next site, potentially. That can happen. Or they stick it in, but they don't invest more. And then you get the second wave of investors. Private individuals, possibly, depending on the structure of the stock, etc., and corporations. Those corporations, by that time, might not even be doing the wokeness thing. It's a subcultural temporary phenomenon. It's part of the current social paradigm. I hate to tell you this, we've gone through the wokeness thing before. Have you ever studied the anarchist art period of the early 1900s, everyone? The actual peak of socialism within most of the Western Hemisphere being literally 100 fucking years ago? Oh, that certainly, it didn't carry over very far in the 1950s. It became rather unfashionable now, didn't it? Comes back a little 70s, 80s, kind of goes away a little bit more with the moral majorityists at some point. And you've got the Reagan youth competing with them. Now the wokeness is there. It's not unidirectional. And even if they are, let's say that they ruin Rumble or all of these companies 5-6 years down the road, buys us an awful lot of innovation time. And this, by the way, let me say as well, is why I use multiple video hosting platforms. That every day I tell you, hey, I don't just use YouTube, I'm using Minds, I'm using Dailymotion, I'm using Rumble, I'm using Odyssey, and I'm using BitChute. 6 different fucking video hosting sites. I've become unsilenceable. It doesn't matter if one of these sites goes woke. If YouTube bans me tomorrow, it just means that a significant number of people realize I'm missing and they know that I'm on other sites and they go and potentially find me. Then it benefits those sites. They'd be laughing. Honestly, at some point it'd be funny. Here's a conspiracy theory for the really jaded ones out there. Wouldn't it be funny if someone suggested, hey, the Newtech CEOs are going to get together and they're going to use like middlemen to actually pressure YouTube and sites like that to ban more people so that they can laugh all the way to the bank? Wouldn't that be a funny one? Would be cutthroat corporatism now, wouldn't it? Long as it's paired with a good branding strategy, it'd require a non-competitive vertical monopoly, the kind that currently exists with mainline tech. That's the other thing. A site that is younger and has fewer users has less latitude to abuse its user base. Rumble could learn a bit from VidMe and the fact that they began abusing the hundreds of thousands of politically minded users that fled to their site in the wave of the first ad revenue bullshit on YouTube. Said, well, I'm going to branch out, and there's a site called VidMe. It's run by some Redditors, actually, with an injection from Reddit to the tune of $1 million, if I remember correctly. And then they take a dump on their own user base because they preferred a bunch of German gaming channels. Well, that wasn't the greatest idea, now was it? But Rumble has embraced, rather than spurned, the new wave of people using it. I mean, it's been around since 2013. It's already had that plethora of content. I'm building up quite an audience there, the same as I am on Odyssey and BitChute and Minds, to a lesser degree Dailymotion, but I'm still the number 3 creative channel by subscriber count there, so check it out. For a content creator, for someone like me, I'd rather just be on all these different platforms. And it's sort of like a cookie cutter thing as far as the uploads, because most of them, they're TOS. I'm not even worried about being banned by YouTube. There, it's mainly algorithmic demotion. It's just nobody can fucking find my content when I upload it. If it weren't for that, there'd be less incentive. YouTube doesn't care about competing with TikTok either. They do this half-assed hashtag shorts thing. Takes extra steps and makes no goddamn sense. And then TikTok's busy banning people too, so neither of the mainline Vine ripoff sort of systems work very well. So, congrats to Rumble. I think it's a good thing, and I'm looking into buying potentially some stock actually in Rumble. It's going to be listed on NASDAQ. I don't know anything about buying stock. I don't know, is it like crypto? Is it like an app that I can use for that? I don't know. This is how you know I'm not actually a baby boomer. Every baby boomer knows how to day trade. They just don't know how to do it with crypto. Hey, I just bought a bunch of dogies. What are these worth? Yeah, that's about all. Peace out.